Hello, future travelers. Welcome back to Legalopolis. Are you planning a trip to the United States and need to bring medications along? Don't worry, Global Trotters, because in this video, we are decoding the mysteries of bringing medicines to the United States. From carry on essentials to doctor's notes, we'll break down the rules and regulations in an easy to understand way. So, whether you need your daily dose of vitamins or a prescription medication, this video will ensure you travel smoothly and stress free. So, let's get started. Friends, the regulations regarding medications entering the United States are governed primarily by three agencies. Number one, the US Customs and Border Protection, that is CBP. Number two, the Food and Drug Administration, that is FDA. And number three, the Transportation Security Administration, that is the TSA. Now, FDA evaluates and approves human and animal medications, medical devices, and food products for safety and efficacy. It conducts inspections of manufacturing facilities, monitors the safety of marketed products, and enforces laws related to product labeling and advertising. And therefore, as a traveler, FDA sets guidelines for what medications are allowed to be brought into the United States and determines if a medication is safe and effective for its intended use. The TSA, that is Transportation Security Administration, screens passengers and their baggages, implements security measures to prevent dangerous items from being brought onto the aircraft, develops and enforces security procedures for airport staff, and collaborates with other agencies to mitigate threats to the aviation security. And therefore, as a passenger, if you are carrying medication exceeding the liquid limit, you must inform the TSA officer about this, and they can perform additional screening to decide if they would allow you to carry the excess liquid medication or not. And then comes the CBP, the Customs and Border Protection. CBP enforces customs, immigration, and other laws at ports of entry. It inspects cargoes, vehicles, and travelers for compliance with US laws and regulations. It collects duties and taxes on imported goods and secures US borders against illegal immigration, smuggling, and terrorism. And as a traveler, a CBP officer will question you about the medications you are carrying and would also ask to see your doctor's note. So, friends, here are the rules that you must be aware of if carrying medicines to the United States. Number one, rules related to the packaging of medication. Always pack medications in your carry-on luggage, not in your checked baggage. This allows for easier access during security screening. Then, you must pack your medications neatly in a clear, resealable plastic or Ziploc bag for easy identification by security officers. Ensure you have a valid and recent doctor's prescription in English for any medication that requires one. Then let's look at traveling with medical equipment. Now, the term medications includes not just medicine, pills, and syrups, but also medical equipment, apparatus, oxygen tanks, needles, IV packs, pumps, syringes, etc. And so, if you plan to travel with such medical equipment, be sure to contact the TSA beforehand to inquire about any additional requirements and obtain approval if necessary. Remember, the final decision on whether an item is allowed through the security checkpoint rests with the TSA officer. Now let's look at the security screening. Always inform security officers if you have medical devices attached to your body. If the device can be safely removed, they may ask you to remove it for screening. And if it cannot be removed, you will have to undergo a pat-down screening or a private screening. Then remember, medications typically undergo X-ray screening. However, if your medication cannot be X-rayed, inform the officer in advance before the items are sent through the X-ray tunnel and request a visual inspection or any alternative screening methods instead. Then the rules regarding quantity and labeling. You can carry medication exceeding 3.5 ounces or 100 milliliters in your carry-on luggage as long as it is properly labeled and in a clear, resealable plastic bag. You can carry medications for personal use as long as you possess a valid prescription for each medicine you are carrying. Remember, the prescription must be in English to comply with the regulations. Medications should ideally be in their original packaging with the dosage information clearly written on the cover of the medication. If you are carrying over-the-counter medications like paracetamol or ibuprofen, then generally you can carry them without prescription, but they must be in their original packaging. And if possible, carry receipts of payments for them. If you don't have their original container, bring a copy of the prescription or a doctor's letter explaining the medication and why you need to carry them. Friends, generally, these over-the-counter medications can be easily found in most pharmacies or medical stores or even supermarkets in the United States and don't need a prescription to be bought. Therefore, it is better to come to the States and buy these medications depending upon the quantity as you might need. Then comes the quantity of medication. As per FDA regulations, you can carry a maximum of 90-day supply of medications when traveling internationally. However, if your stay exceeds 90 days, you have the option to request these medications to be sent to your local US address via postal mail or courier. Remember to include a copy of your passport, US visa, a doctor's letter explaining the need for the medication in English, and a doctor's prescription also in English along with the shipment. Then comes the rules of personal use. Medications must be carried by passengers only for personal use. Carrying medications for anyone other than yourself is strictly prohibited. The medication must be intended for personal medical use in treating a serious condition exclusively and should not be involved in any form of promotion or other marketing activities. Then we come to restricted medications. Now friends, as non-US citizens, we should always be extra cautious with medications, especially controlled substances or unapproved drugs. Narcotics and medications not approved by the FDA are strictly prohibited, even if legal in your home country. Penalties for attempting to bring them into United States are very severe. So be careful. And friends, when traveling with habit-forming drugs or narcotics, that is medications containing controlled substances or those which have a high potential for abuse like some cough syrups or antidepressants, ensure proper identification by having them clearly labeled. Declare these medications to customs officials. Remember to keep them in their original containers with the doctor's instructions clearly on the box. Remember, only the amount you typically use for your condition must be carried. Avoid carrying excessive quantities and obtain a doctor's note written in English stating that you are using these medications under medical supervision and the reason as to why these medications have been prescribed to you in the first place and are necessary for your well-being while traveling. So friends, having this documentation readily available can expedite the customs process for you. Friends, some US states may have additional restrictions on certain medications. Make sure you check the regulations of the specific state you are visiting before traveling with prescription medications. So friends, these are all the rules and regulations you need to know about traveling with medications to the United States. By following these guidelines provided by agencies like the FDA, TSA, and CBP, you can ensure compliance and avoid potential issues and unnecessary delays at the border, thereby ensuring a smooth journey for yourself and your loved ones. I wish you all the very best for your upcoming visit to the United States. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your support will be much appreciated. Till next time, safe travels!